ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः. अमर चित्र कथा स्वामी चिन्मयानंद. Chinmay mission statement to provide to individuals from any background the wisdom of Vedanta and the practical means for spiritual growth and happiness, enabling them to become positive contributors to society. Hari Om. Great men are many. Some become great by bringing other people down, while a truly great man is one who raises even small and ordinary people to sublime heights of greatness. Swami Chinmayananda was one such great person who transformed the lives of millions who came in contact with him in many countries. His love for humanity was all encompassing, in which he embraced young and old, rich and poor, literate and illiterate, worked tirelessly for their welfare and well-being. Life of such a great one is verily a perennial source of inspiration to countless people. It is indeed a matter of joy that Swamiji's life is now appearing in the Amar Chitra Katha series. Children will love to read his life story and will discover how from a mischievous child there emerged a great man passing through various stages of atheism, patriotism, and ultimately attaining spiritual enlightenment in the holy company of Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj and Swami Tapovanji Maharaj. The Chinmay mission which Puja Guru Swamiji established to spread the message of Vedanta and serve the society in a manner of ways, in a number of ways, continues to follow his ideal. परम पूज्य गुरु जी स्वामी तेजमयानंद जी, स्वामी चिन्मयानंद, एडिटर अनंत पै, स्क्रिप्ट मार्बल शास्त्री, illustration दिलीप कदम, cover photo courtesy Anjali Singh. It was the end of a warm summer's day in 1916. The large rambling family house cooled down as the pleasant breeze wafted in through the wide verandas of sun-dried mud bricks in Ernakulam, Kerala. To the soft murmur of swaying palms and whispering waves was added a new sound, the hearty cry of a newborn baby. The birth of the firstborn was an occasion for much joy and celebration for Kuttan, Menon and Manku. Kuttan, it's a boy, as predicted, but of course, just as our family priest foretold. At once an astrologer was sent for to cast the baby's horoscope. Let me see the position of the stars. 26th Mesham 1091 of the Kullumira at 7:30 the star Pushya ascending in the Raj Yoga. Auspicious birth indeed. The new father's chest swelled with pride. Vadakke Kurupatha Kuttan Menon was a judge at the local court in Ernakulam, while Manku or Parukutti Amma gazed at the newborn with affection, and perhaps he will follow in my footsteps and become a lawyer. He is destined to be a king. The family lived at Puthampalli house belonging to Manku's father, Choppulli Kuni Kuttan Menon, a devout, generous man. The Namakaran Sanskar or naming ceremony was performed on the fourth day by Chattambi Swamigal, a learned saint, who was a frequent visitor to the house. O child, thou art the devotee of the family deity. Thy name is Balakrishnan. Uthampalli Balkrishnan Menon. The baby's first day was out. Baby's first day out was a landmark. Whether the child is asleep or awake, whether it is day or night, let all the gods, led by Indra, protect him. His head was shaved and his ears were pierced and adorned with golden earrings. Even the first morsel of solid food was a celebration. Today we will have a feast thanks to Balan. It's little Balan's Annaprashan day, the day on which cooked rice is first served. He will just have a lick of rice and ghee, and we will have all the goodies. Balkrishnan Balan, for short, received all the rituals prescribed by the scriptures. Whenever Chattambi Swamigal visited the house, his favorite child was Balan. He would place Balan on his chest and rock him gently while rolling his head from side to side. Both of them prattled on endlessly. Balan's mother was mystified by these strange conversations. What on earth do you say to him? It is between him and me. I have taught him everything. The memory of this bond of love and peace remained in the boy's mind all his life. Little Balan was initiated to the world of letters into a tray of unhusked rice. His stubby little finger was guided to trace the first letter. Balan, this is Om. Say Om thrice. Om, Om, Om. The ritual initiation was to reap rich rewards of exceptional oratory and a unique way with words. Swamigal always repeated the same phrase after each visit. Take care of child. Yes, we remember your prediction that he will become great, but initially he will have to suffer much. To the group of 6 cousins who loved to play with Balan were added 2 sisters of his own, Padmini and Kanakam. A healthy baby girl, both mother and daughter are fine. However, just after the birth, Balan's mother died. No one could replace his own mother, but at Puthampalli house, he and his sisters received abundant love and affection from their aunt. Kochu Amma, why are you putting that paste on Kanakam? This Vayambu paste will make her complexion smooth and clear. Kochu Amma, his aunt took over the entire mothering. A plane, Amma, look. I am also going to fly a plane when I grow up. I will lean out and yell, Hello, Amma, from the sky. As the sun shed its orange rays across the lagoons and rice fields, it was time to light the oil lamp and gather for prayers. Freshly bathed Balan lined up in the family prayer room along with the other children. It was not out of choice but compulsion. No prayer, no dinner. It started with a simple prayer, song or bhajan. Anjana Sridhara Charumurti Krishna Mukunda Gita Kirti. For 15 minutes the kids sang with gusto, each trying to sing the loudest. I sang the loudest. No, mine was much louder. Shh. It was time for the main service. The women of the household chanted the 1000 names each of the 2 family deities, Vishnu and Devi. Ananta Rupa, Ananta Shri, Phew, 86 done. 1914, more to go. I think Devi must be feeling the weight of the mountain of flowers. With each name, a flower petal was offered to the deity. It was tough for a 10-year-old child to sit through 2 hours of prayers. To keep himself alert, Balan began to daydream and invent private games about the gods lined up on the wall. Lord Shiva is my favorite. Let me see how long I can concentrate on him. The picture before him was of Lord Shiva with the water of the holy Ganga springing from his matted hair, a crescent moon on his forehead, a serpent around his balloon neck, and a tender smile on his smile. I will stare and stare at the picture. Now, when I close my eyes tight, I will try to remember it in complete detail. How thrilled he was to recall the splendid image in his mind whenever he wished. Accidentally, Balan had discovered a technique of meditation. Yes, I can do it anywhere, anytime. The game he had devised to pass time was a powerful tool for spiritual upliftment. At the age of 5, he began school. Every morning after a meal of sambar and rice, Balan and the other boys would go to Sri Ram Verma Boys School. Hurry up, if we are late, we will be caned by the headmaster. Not me, I have never tasted it. Schoolwork was easy for Balan and he did quite well in all the subjects. Well, I must say, Balan, you have memorized this poem, long poem, well. I just had to read it twice. Balan, don't swallow your appam's whole. What is the hurry? After school, they raced home and were quick to run out and play. His school reports always did him proud. Well, Balan has once again topped the score in Malayalam and English. When on earth does he study? I always find him playing. He also managed to find time to help his kid sisters with their homework. Balita. Etta means elder brother. Balita. Just look at this awful maths exercise. I just can't get it right. Up to your tricks again, Patmini? There, as usual, you have tricked me into doing a bit of your homework, but you would better do the rest on your own. If I do it right, will you tell us another ghost story? No, no, I get nightmares. Little Kanakam was petrified of ghosts and all creatures of the dark, real or imaginary. Her brother fetched her a bit of red string, and this is a special amulet placed by Lord Shiva. No evil will come near you as long as it is on your wrist. He had learnt that faith could dispel fear. Their favorite holiday spot was the palatial home of their aunt, who was married into the royal family of Cochin. I love the big gardens of Parukutti Amma's house and the huge rooms. Balan and his cousins managed to create as much noise as would an entire royal family. Wherever Balan went, there was noise and laughter. During the ceremonial celebration of the 60th birthday of an uncle, the children had a lot of fun. Oh, you have eaten up all the plantains meant for the feast. Where will we get some more? From the plants. But there was also a serious side to this mischievous boy. What's up, Byron? You have been quiet for almost an hour. Life. That is what I am thinking about, Shankar. Shankar Narayanan was Balan's closest friend then. Balan's favorite subject was Sanskrit. His teacher made the difficult subject easy by comparing it with his mother tongue Malayalam. Oh, it's like a game, just sir. When you tell us the similarities between Malayalam and Sanskrit. That's how my father taught me when I was a boy. It was such fun. A lifelong love for Sanskrit was instilled in him by the able teacher. When Balan was 12, he spent the summer with his cousin Kuttappan in a large rambling country estate. Balan, come out of the pond now. Do you think you are a fish? That's a lovely idea, living in water. Throughout his childhood, he had a mind of his own. Come, Valetta, we are going to the temple. Go ahead. Valetta, you must pray. Come to the temple. I can pray here. God is everywhere. Yet, without fail, every night before going to sleep, he chanted Lord Shiva's name. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shh. He is doing his japa. Balan began classes at Maharaja College, Ernakulam for his intermediate course in science. Phylum Chordata, Subphylum Vertebrata, Class Mammalia, Genus Homo. Oh no, this is really dreadful. The result was not unexpected. Balan, you obviously cannot manage science. You have barely passed. I have. His sons, no more science. His father was promoted to a higher position in the Trishul court. He then married Devaki Menon. In due course, she bore him three daughters and a son. As a teenager, Balan considered himself quite an intellectual. Balan, we are going to the tank for the evening bath. Not me, just wet my towel in the water. The evening bath before prayer was a daily ritual in the household. His stepmother was busy. Balan, I see you have had your bath. Get me some fresh banana leaves for the puja. Oh dear, I'd better have a quick dip. College life in Thrissur made Balan a flamboyant young man. It's so hot. How can you bear to wear that silk shirt? Ah, but silk suits a handsome young man like me. It was fashionable in those days to have plastered hair. So much oil, it's almost dripping from your head. So much hair dressing will make you bald one day. Then I shan't need any oil. What will become of him? He is so intelligent, charming, and witty, but he is not the least bit interested in studies. Check and mate. Balan was fascinated by his grandmother, who sat peacefully all day on the upstairs balcony. Don't you get bored sitting here all day? Come out, it's Puram. No, I have Lord Krishna's name on my lips and his image in my heart. Puram at Trishur is a special festival. There are games, an orchestra, fireworks, and an elephant parade. Balan, come, we are going to see the elephant parade. Ah, girls wash the elephants, boys wash the girls. His uncle Nilakanta Menon was the police commissioner of Cochin and later the chief justice, one of the few who owned a car. Balan, did you trace that funny sound? Yes, it was a little nut. Balan was good at tinkering with the car and as a reward got to drive it. His uncle was a graduate from Oxford Law School and hoped his nephew would follow in his footsteps. Balan, you like the good things in life, but for that you need a courage. The source of God. Their university in singles matches against Ghaus Mohammed, who represented India at Wimbledon. Problems were looming large on the national scale. Mahatma Gandhi had launched the Quit India movement in 1942. There were mass strikes, protest marches, and demonstrations. Students left schools and colleges to join the movement. Among them was Balakrishna Menon. Balan, all our classmates are leaving college. Well, so should we, Shroff. Our first priority is our country. Shroff was his roommate and a close friend. Soon Balan was deeply involved in the movement, writing and distributing pamphlets and giving speeches. The British quelled the movement with whips, guns, and arrests. Within a week, hundreds were dead and thousands imprisoned in jails. Get those students, especially that Madrasi. He is causing the maximum trouble. Menon was from Kerala and therefore a Malayali, but referring to all South Indians as Madrasis was a common practice. News of his imminent arrest reached Balan. Balan, the British are after you. Oh, I would better go underground, somewhere far off. For a whole year, Balan stayed in Kashmir. Lovely place, but what a reason to be here. He was constantly on the move to avoid causing suspicion. Only occasionally did he travel to Delhi to meet Shroff. Phew, what a pleasure to have a good meal and wear fresh clothes. Well, eat while I tell you the latest political developments. But these journeys were not very safe. Once on the way to Delhi by bus in Abbottabad, did anyone see a Madrasi enter here? Oh no, I would better get off. In the strange town, he had nowhere to go. Then he saw a sign, earn while you learn. Gosh, I do need to earn. Let me try my luck. It was the office of the British Military Intelligence Communication Center. Menon pretended to be a young man looking for a job. He was hired immediately as a machine operator for relaying coded messages. Young man, you are good at your job. Too good. Why did you settle for this job? Dare I trust him? He confided in his boss, who was luckily supportive and made Balan his personal assistant with a good salary and a safe place to stay in the military compound. It was a comfortable life and the work was light, So he got plenty of time to read and think. I am lucky. There is such a good library here. I can study for my final exams. The military dining hall offered him an enjoyable interlude with good company. One day, the Air Force is conducting an exam for pilot training in Cochin. You can try too. Much to his disappointment, he was disqualified because of poor eyesight. After each month of service, 8 months of service, Balan had saved some money. He now left the job and joined the Quit India movement. After 2 years, I am sure my case is forgotten. He was recognized and put into prison with other freedom fighters. Baroda, Kashmir, Delhi, Bottabad. Balan was confined to a cold, dark cell with poor food and little hygiene. Disease was rampant and many political prisoners died each day. The British did not want to admit or deal with the increasing prison deaths. Balan too fell ill with typhus. If he isn't, he soon will be. Throw him out at night. Is he in a stupor or is he dead? If he isn't, he soon will be. Throw him out at night. The next morning, a feeble man lay on the roadside, immobile. Just then, stop, driver. That boy, his profile is just like my son. It was a Christian lady whose son was with the Indian troops in Europe. She saw the man was in rags, burning with fever but alive. Not my son, but somebody's son. I must help him. She took him home and gave him proper food and medicine and looked after him like her own son. After several weeks, Balan recovered and could move about. I can never thank you enough for saving my life, but now I must leave. It's not safe for you, that's why I refuse to let you go to the hospital. Where will you go? Balan convinced her that he would be alright. Dressed in an old suit of his savior's son, he caught a train to Baroda. How strange life is, saved by the nose. It's remind, it reminded her of her soldier's son. The kind lady hardly realized that she had saved the life of a future Hindu sage who would become a renowned global teacher. In Baroda lived his cousin Achyuta Menon, a forest officer who was away at work when Balan arrived at his house. Is this Achyutan's house? Yes, I am his cousin Balan. Looks rather disheveled. The servant made Balan wait outside. All afternoon, Balan lingered at the gate. In the evening, Achu, Balan, you look like a ghost. Balan narrated to his cousin all his adventures, of course. You can stay here for as long as you like, but I am away most of the time on field work. Narayan can look after you. Sahib, I will. Naran plied Balan with fruits and milk and Kerala cuisine typical of his childhood days. Narayan, the aroma of your sambar and avial will cure me. You are hereby named Baroda Narayan. With a lot of time on hand, Balan began to write articles for newspapers using Achyutan's old typewriter. What do you keep doing all day? Rat tat tat. Narayan, when I write, I pretend I am Mochi, a cobbler, so that I can write from a common man's angle. Balan's articles were welcomed and published in national newspapers. It was his writing that fetched him money, but it was reading that gave meaning to his life. Looking for reading matter, he found some magazines belonging to the Achyutan's wife who was away. Divine Life magazine. Let me have a look. Here's an article by Swami Shivananda, the founder of the Divine Life Society of Rishikesh. Reminds me of the sages who used to come to our house in Cochin. As soon as he was fit, he went back to Lucknow and completed his master's degree in English with honors in journalism. Now I can work for a newspaper. Balan went to Bombay to join a newspaper and quickly learned all the areas of work. Menon, how can you write such an outspoken editorial? Well, that just happens to be my view. His ideas were radical. He soon left the paper and returned to Delhi, the center of political activity. He worked for a National Herald for the National Herald, the newspaper started by Jawaharlal Nehru. Menon, as he was now called, was a man about town, wearing fashionable suits, yet he wrote about every aspect of life. He wrote series, a series on views from the footpath by Mr. Trank. Fascinated by his wit and intelligence, the wealthy often invited him to their gatherings. What a hollow life, so unsatisfactory. Throughout the day, he was engrossed in his work. However, the evenings found him. I got a student railway pass to travel all over South India. I traveled at random, talking to people, exploring, enjoying myself thoroughly. At a desolate place, I saw a barren red mountain, which everyone in the train rushed to the windows to see. What's that? It is Arunachal Hill, the center of the earth, according to the Puranas. A great sage Raman Maharshi lives there. I was curious and decided to get off. It was a hot day in June, and I was glad to reach the large thatched hut after plodding on foot for hours. In the dark, I saw a on a raised platform. Phew, am I glad to be out of that heat? What are all these people waiting for? The Swami, lying on the platform, opened his eyes and looked at me. I still recall that feeling as if my whole life had gone up in a wave. It was quite some time before I recovered enough to move. That was Raman Maharshi Balan, a great sage of profound wisdom. It was only later that Balan understood this experience. On the other hand, he noticed many sadhus, ignorant about their lofty Hindu ideals. In the summer of 1947, Balakrishna Menon set out for Rishikesh in the Himalayas. I am going to find out how those holy men are keeping up the bluff. You are going to interview sages. God help them. Balan was astonished to observe the life at Swami Shivananda's ashram. It's a tough life. Swamiji is so different from what I expected. He gives such a elevating spiritual discourses, yet humbly serves fruits and tea to visitors. He executes such dynamic peace. God gave you such intelligence. Why don't you use it for Him? You can join us and become a sannyasi. I am not so sure, however, I do like your formula. Serve, love, purify, meditate, realize, and be free. It was a changed man that returned to Delhi and the routine of journalism. This is almost a holiday compared to the busy life at the ashram. However, he often returned to Rishikesh. Look, Shroff, they have invited me to edit a souvenir for Swamiji's Shashtabda Purti, completion of 60 years. I certainly must go. So the sages beckon you again. The souvenir was completed in time, and even after Swami Shivananda's 60th birthday celebrations, Balan stayed on for a while. One evening, come, say a few words. Who? Me? What will I talk about? I don't know much about spirituality. That's why I am here. So, talk of anything. Maybe your trip to Rishikesh. Well, I came from Delhi. Oh God, I can't think of a single word to say. Balan found himself completely tongue tied. There was a long silence at last. Don't worry, you will get another chance. On the way out, Swami Shivananda gently chided him. What's this? You are a postgraduate, a successful journalist. Can't you give a short impromptu discourse? Get ready for another. Try tomorrow. Swamiji gave him a topic to talk on next evening. Shreyas, the path of the morality, good, and prayas, the path of the sensually pleasant, morally good, the and prayas, the path of sensually pleasant, is the topic of my talk today. Swami Shivananda had launched Balakrishnan Menon on a lifetime work of delivering succinct spiritual discourses. When he left for Delhi, it was with a pile of books by Swami Shivananda. In his newspaper column, there now appeared reviews of books on religion and philosophy. The striking feature of Swami Shivananda's work is his contagious self confidence and convincing methods. In Delhi, his longtime friend Shroff was terminally ill. He has wealth, social status, loving parents, wife, and child, but nothing can console him in his pain. After years of suffering, Shroff breathed his last after the cremation. His mortal remains have to be scattered in the Ganga. I am too old to travel. I am going to Rishikesh. I will do the needful. The journey by train was one that Balan and Shroff had often made together. The vibrant, lively man who was usually with me in is in this small urn. A few bones and ashes are all that remain. Flesh and life are gone. Menon divided his time between Rishikesh and Delhi. By 1948, he had settled in Rishikesh. Swamiji, my cousin Bhaskar Menon wants to renounce the world. Let him come here. Bhaskar Menon was received at Rishikesh and initiated as a sannyas. From today, you will be known as Swami Jnanananda. I would like to visit all the famous pilgrimage sites. He convinced Balan to join him as a journalist. Swami Jnanananda. Bhaskar Menon. On 24th April 1948, Balan and Swami Jnanananda set out for Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath. Balan, we will reach Yamunotri before your birthday. Imagine my 32nd birthday at 11,000 feet above sea level. The route passed through Uttarkashi, the dwelling place of Swami Tapovanam, a master of scriptures. During your travel, maintain constant reflection on Brahman. It was his first meeting with the great master who would become his guru and mentor. He lived in a simple hut, but without disciples yet. Do you need anything? Warm clothes? Thank you, we have all we need. Though Balan did not know it then, Swami Tapovanam was familiar with his newspaper articles and reviews. The trek through Uttarakhand was tiring to the body but uplifting to the soul. So Menon kept a journal of this journey. As we turned the corner, we heard the imitable celestial music of the river Ganga, bringing exultation and utter peace. 2 hours of meditation beside the Ganga gave him a taste of bliss. May I drink deeper at the fountain of eternal divine nectar. At Badrinath, Balan stayed for the month of July, meeting several holy men. This had a profound influence on the path he chose to follow. When he returned to Shivananda ashram in August, he knew he was ready for sannyas. You must write to your father for permission. He wrote a long letter to his father explaining the events. The elder Menon was surprised yet pleased. At first he lived like a prince. Now he wants to be a monk. Will you give him permission, your permission? Certainly, he is doing what I never had the courage to do. On 25th February 1949, on Shivaratri day, Balakrishna Menon was initiated into sannyas. I renounce all desire for wealth, spouse, name, and fame. With 5 other initiatives, he plunged 3 times into the chilly Ganga water. Bhu sannyastam maya, bhuva sannyastam maya, suva sannyastam maya. You will be called Chinmayananda Saraswati. His past life faded like a dream. Swami Chinmayananda set out to gain mastery over the Hindu scriptures. His questioning mind was not satisfied with a mere reading of holy books. I feel I have not caught the true importance of what our wise sages wrote. Then you should become a disciple of Swami Tapovanam. He is the master of Jnana Yoga. Swami Tapovanam was an authority on Sanskrit, the language in which the scriptures were originally written. It is my great desire to study Vedanta under your guidance. If you bring a letter from Swami Shivananda giving his permission for you to study with me, I will teach you. The physical world is renounced, astral world is renounced, celestial world is renounced. Swami Chinmayananda walked down the mountains to Rishikesh, obtained the letter giving Swami Shivananda's permission for him to be a disciple of Swami Tapovanam and walked all the way back. Swami Tapovanam was a loving yet strict teacher who lived an austere life. What a contrast to the bustle of Shivananda ashram. He lives in a cowshed with a stone for a pillow. At 3000 meters above sea level at Gangotri, the committed study began. It was a tough life and demanding too. If the student did not understand the first time, he would have to leave the class. Swami Chinmayananda bathed in the freezing water twice a day, ate the meager alms he got, did all the chores of the ashram, slept little and studied a lot. With his guru, he moved between Rishikesh, Uttarkashi and Gangotri. They often met sadhus from cities and towns. Chinmayananda was shocked at their inadequate understanding of the scriptures. Is this what they are doing? Amma says, can I do it? His love for his countrymen prompted him to ask his guru for guidance. I want to share all the knowledge with people from all walks of life. No, really civil to all people, not only the priests. But what language will you use? Make sure you have at least 4 people in the audience. After centuries of foreign rule, Indians were totally out of touch with their religion, philosophy, and culture. It's my dream to make Indians proud of their ancient and glorious culture. National pride was conspicuous by its absence. Indians had begun to look down upon themselves. With a trunk full of notes and books, he arrived in Pune with only 25 paise in his pocket. His first Jnanyajna of 100 days was held in Pune from 23rd December 1951 at the Ganesh temple and was organized by Sushila Mudliar. His introduction to the yajna was a Hindu Swami to talk, a Hindu temple as the background. The subject, let us be Hindus. Strange, it sounds like a paradox. Only 7 listeners sat around the young Swami during the first few days. Soon the word spread about his clarity of thought and dynamism of speech and wit. Om V Vasana BMI Body Mind Intellect PFT Perceiver Feeler Thinker OET Objects Emotions Thoughts. Through the instruments of BMI Body Mind Intellect, you, the Jiva, the PFT Perceiver Feeler Thinker, contact the world of OET Objects Emotions Thoughts. Vedic texts were shrouded in secrecy and Sanskrit. Swami Chinmayananda explained them in English, much to the anger of the priests who thought they should. For modern times, Swamiji called his talks Jnana Yajna. In the old days, yajnas or fire sacrifices were held to honor the gods. Our Jnana Yajna is a different form of sacrifice We burn our ignorance in the fire of knowledge. The Lord is the eye of the eye, and the ear of the ear. He is the power because of which the eye can see and the ear can hear. I feel my whole life is changed. Swamiji received a letter, go for free distribution all around. After the first Jnani Yajna, he went back to Swami Shivananda to report about it. I am proud of you. Try to make the yajna shorter and more practical to attend. He then went to Uttarkashi to pay respects to Swami Tapovanam, who listened in silent pride. She encouraged him to inspire them and many more. The youth are not useless, they are only used less. To discuss and study the values in the Bhagavad Gita, youth groups called Yuva Kendras were formed. The growth of Chinmay Vidyalayas, schools. Chinmay are lamps. Children are lamps to be lit, not vessels to be filled. This is where real nation building was at their level of understanding. Swamiji, what is God? God is the one who enables a black cow that eats green grass to give white milk. He gave children role models to look up to. Buddha, Krishna, Rama, Krishna, the rishis and acharyas, do you know what they had in common? They were artists in transforming life on earth with their love. He wrote a collection of letters addressing to Bal Vihars and even found time to answer the questions sent by children. Smile at life and life smiles at you. Give to life, social life gives unto you. He explained the symbolism before each ritual worship. Pick up a petal, bring it to your heart, chant the name of the Lord while offering the flower to the picture or symbol of the Lord. With each name of the Lord, you give up a wrong or sad thought. Swamiji was particular that people sat in perfect rows. The 1955 Yajna held in Delhi was inaugurated by the President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. To train teachers to spread Vedanta, Swamiji envisioned a Gurukul Vedic style university with students living at the teachers. In 1964, the Jagadishwar temple was built at the Sandipani site and classes began. In March 1965, he set out for a global tour of 12 countries, including USA, Switzerland, West Indies, Thailand, South Africa, Mauritius, and Malaysia. People of all faiths thronged to hear him. Not just Hindus, many lectures were held in churches. His foreign tours were so successful that over the years he was invited to speak at academic institutions such as MIT, Stanford, and Harvard. Happiness is equal to number of desires fulfilled upon number of desires entertained. Our Indian rishis focused on reducing the denominator. Modern world tries to increase the numerator. His heart was large and arms long enough to embrace the whole world, but his health was failing. He had his first heart attack in 1970 but did not reduce his workload. In 1975, the activities of Swamiji's disciples in the West were formally organized in the USA under Chinmay Mission West. In 1978, Chinmay Mission West purchased property in Northern California on the bank of the Eel River. Here, citizens from USA and Canada were trained to become teachers of Vedanta. On this site, the river runs towards its source. We shall call it Eel Ganga. Constructing the ashram at the windy Siddhabadi site was difficult. We have erected a huge statue of Hanuman, the son of Vayu, the god of wind here. Perhaps his presence will control the wind. The wind subsided and the ashram flourished. Here Vedanta training is conducted in Hindi. He established several temples and his advice was sought by other organizations on their temple plans. Now these plans look good. In Himachal Pradesh, Siddhabadis. On several occasions, Swami Chinmayananda brought together religious leaders from different faiths and from different sections of Hinduism. As the years rolled by, Swamiji's devotees multiplied. Each devotee was charmed by his wit and logic in making the knowledge of the Vedas so easy to understand in a modern language, simple and persuasive. Persuasive. Recognize your real enemy's desire and anger. I feel he is reading my mind and speaking only to me. He had mastered the scriptures, was an exceptional orator, and also had a unique sense of humor. Once at the airport, he had a do you have anything to declare? Yes, I have smuggled in many hearts from abroad. He had a phenomenal memory. Once, when his address book was lost, let me see. I know some more of the addresses of my devotees. Some he has already dictated 250 complete addresses from memory. He was extremely punctual and was always on time for his lectures. It's 6:29 p.m. His yajna is to start at 6:30 p.m. You can set your watch by Swamiji's arrival. Once while arriving for the lecture, Swamiji was completely drenched in pouring rain. He walked straight to the platform, dripping wet, and began his talk exactly on time. All religions have a house of God. An idol is a symbol for the subtle truth. It can be a cross, a statue, or a stone. In 1980, while on a lecture tour in USA, Swamiji suffered another heart attack. He underwent bypass surgery in Houston, Texas. He is recovering from a bypass, yet his room light is on at 3 in the night. Where does he get his energy from? He was advised to slow down and rest, but he continued his work at the earlier pace. He traveled constantly to meet his devotees. Swamiji, where do you live? Mostly airports and stations. In 1989, the Chinmay International Foundation was set up in Veliyanad, Kerala, in the ancestral maternal home of the spiritual missionary Adi Shankaracharya. This research institution will provide a bridge between thinkers of the East and West. His lectures on the entire Bhagavad Gita were professionally recorded in 1991 in California at Krishnalaya and continue to be a source of inspiration to all. In November 1992, Swamiji visited 12 renowned universities in the USA and gave a talk at the United Nations in New York. Through individual perfection alone, world perfection can be aspired to. The world outside is an echo, a reflection of your mind. Swamiji was approachable anywhere by anyone, always ready to answer a doubt even while accepting the many awards that came his way. Can birth determine an outcast or a high caste one? No, he becomes high or low according to his deeds. Indians abroad wanted a school where their children could imbibe the culture and values of India. Swamiji initiated the plans for a Chinmay International Residential School with international academic standards, value-based education and Indian culture. The school was completed in 1996 in Coimbatore, India. On July 9, 1993, at a Chinmay Mission West board meeting in New Jersey, Swamiji asked Swami Tejomayananda to get up off the floor and sit beside him. Now there should be no doubt as to who will carry on with my work after me. He had a vision for the future. The family must be the unit and a community is the home. We must rebuild a future where the younger generation has a better sense of compassion, of love, of concern, of involvement in social welfare, and not only one's personal profit or personal growth. With words as his tools, Swamiji worked for 42 years to rebuild India, heart by heart, soul by soul, and carry the ancient teachings of the Vedas to humanity at large throughout the world. Man minus ego equals God. Rise above your ego and realize thou thou art Tattvamasi. The school was completed in 1996 in Coimbatore, India. Yeah, division for the future. By the end of his life, Swamiji had held 576 Jnana Yajnas in India and hundreds were abroad. At 5:45 p.m. on August 3, 1993 at San Diego, California, USA, Swamiji left his mortal frame and attained Mahasamadhi. His mortal remains were carried to Siddhabadi. His Samadhi overlooks the spectacular mountains he loved. He had made a promise to his devotees. The further I go, the nearer I shall be to each one of you. A promise that he has kept and continues to keep. Thus ends Amar Chitra Katha of Param Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda Ji. Chinmay Mission Pledge. We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. We serve as within and without us. We live honestly the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. We seek the Lord's grace to keep us on the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May Thy grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is the devotion to the Supreme Self. We know our responsibilities, give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम. ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरुवे नमः. ओम श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय.